What are the big misconceptions we have about abs?
To get rid of the body fat by doing those crunches and stuff like that doesn't work. I think that's probably the biggest misconception. I always remember Laszlo. Laszlo was a guy who worked on my house as a contractor when we were building it. He would come up to me. Just he was like the typical male, right? He was in pretty decent shape. He worked every day, active. He's like, I gotta get in shape, man. And I was like, well, how many days a week do you train? He said, well, I don't really train. I just do a couple push-ups and stuff. I said, well, you're gonna have to probably train. What do you do for your nutrition? I kind of eat what I want. And I was like, all right, but he wasn't really overweight, but it's the typical. And he goes, just tell me I just want to know what I can do for this. What's a good exercise I could do for this?
For his belly fat.
For the belly fat. It's just pointing at his stomach. And it's like, there's still that belief that there's just an exercise or two that you need to do for that. That's not how it is. Abs are not going to be gotten through just the exercise. It's always about nutrition. It's always about nutrition determines body fat levels above everything else. Now, when you get lean enough, if you're not doing any type of ab training, you'll probably have less defined abs because you won't have the development of that muscle. There's nothing different about the abdominals and the biceps or the quads. There's still muscles that can be developed. And because of the anatomy of the abs, there's that line down the middle in the packs, right? That's just caused by a suturing down of something called linea alba. It's just a tendinous sheath. When you develop the muscles themselves through either crunches or resistance training, right? Even weighted ab work is helpful in this case. The muscles are just growing, just like a bicep would grow. Right. And as they grow, you can't change the suturing down of the tendinous sheath. So they're sort of growing out more prominently from that area. So you get more visible abs. But that's the only way to really do that is through training to hypertrophy the abs, but you're not going to get there if you don't first attack the body fat that's over them, and that's only going to come from nutrition.